What's up, guys? Chase here with my homie.
Hey guys, it's Jesse.
We're in Barbell Mafia Powerhouse right now. We just got done working out. And we wanted to come on here and wanted to talk to you guys about coaching and how we like to coach versus how some others coach. I feel like our coaching methods are a little unorthodox, but there's a good reason, and I think there's a method behind our madness. And we just wanted to come on and kind of explain how and why we do things. So uh, everybody knows that I have quite a bit of clients during the week, right? I train all types of I train all different types of people, kids, middle-aged adults, females, males. But I like to approach everybody with the same method. Unless you're just strictly an online client, I like to do, of course, everything that I do is in person, but I don't like to write things down. I like to come in with an idea of what we're doing that week, see how they're responding day by day, and then we just kind of pivot if we need to. The accessories are changing depending on how that main movement looks that day. I don't like to write stuff down. I feel like if I write stuff down, I'm just feeding somebody a bunch of numbers they're trying to accomplish versus me going in, working with them hands-on, and maybe one day their shoulders are performing better than their triceps or vice versa. So we would have to focus more on triceps or focus more on shoulders, upper back, whatever we're doing. So I don't like to have a list to follow. I like to come in and have an idea of what we're going to do versus what we did last week, see how they respond, and then we pivot from that. What do you think about how do you like to approach things?
Yeah, same thing there. Mostly, and it's not that we're just coming in and just guessing like, oh, what are we gonna do that day? No, we already kind of have a plan.
Yeah.
So the way it's gonna run is gonna be like we already know, like in our head, hey, like we want you to work like this certain movement. We're gonna start more than likely with like a lot of reps that first week, getting you kind of accustomed to the movement, kind of get you accustomed by repetition. Not too heavy either. We don't want to tax you out, and then we're slowly gonna up it every week for like until like the third, maybe fourth week, where we're gonna kind of hit a little heavier load. It's not gonna be like you're completely gonna max out or like one repetition, but we're just gonna do a heavy load that right you're already accustomed to it. And like you said, the accessories are gonna change depending on where you need the accessories to really help you out. If your weakness is, let's say, upper back, then we may do a lot of upper back. Or if your weakness is on your quads, we're going to do a lot of quad stuff. It just depends on where you need that help at.
Okay, so what would you do? Like, because in the area that we're in, we get a lot of people that show up that have never really lifted before, right?
Yeah.
So let's say we get a new client, and I feel like if you've never worked with somebody, you're expecting somebody to hand you a program. We don't do that.
No.
We see where your strengths are versus your weaknesses, and then we attack your weaknesses. So what if you get a client, they come in and they're fucking brand new, have no idea how to squat, never benched before, they don't even know what a deadlift is. How would you approach them? What would you do?
So I would start off like first week is more than likely going to be just evaluating.
Or maybe the first couple weeks.
Yeah, like
right?
the first week, couple weeks is evaluating them. Like we are just seeing what you can do, what you can't do. You're gonna fail at some stuff. That's okay. I mean, we're not expecting you to be fully there. We're just trying to see where you're at. That shows us what we need to work at. So we're more than likely probably just gonna start off like maybe sitting on the box, seeing if you can do how far you can go with dumbbells. Dumbbells is usually where we start if we're trying to learn how to bench, trying to get our upper body strong, working on those stabilizers. On the deadlift, maybe possibly a trap bar, just maybe some RDLs. Again, with the dumbbells, we're mostly just trying to see where you're going to be at so that we can start from there. Everybody's base is going to be different because everybody maybe, like some people like are coming in, they've had a sports background, they know what they're doing, they can just jump into it. They know exactly what they're doing. Some people never really trained a day in their life. Like that's okay. Like everybody starts where they start. And so we'll figure out where you're at. And that's why the first couple weeks, it's not really program. It's just we're trying to see what you can and cannot do, and going from there. I mean, that's mostly how I would approach.
Yeah, I agree. I think I've got a few clients that had like a CrossFit background or they had some type of lifting background. I got two really good clients, Jacqueline and Alicia, both phenomenal athletes. Alicia came from a CrossFit background. Jacqueline has just always been in the gym. So they had an idea of how to do things. So when I first started working with them, it was super easy. We'd come in and I would say, okay, we're doing this variation today on squats. Um, their technique wasn't the best starting out, but they had an idea of how to do it. When you work with somebody like that, it's so much easier to fix them because they already understand what's going on. They just personally didn't know how to fix themselves.
Yeah.
But you get somebody new that might have a lower back issue or might have hip issues or their hamstrings are super tight. They've got chest cave in the squat or they don't know how to set up on bench, whatever. Definitely slow everything down. Like he said, that first leg day, we'll probably do dumbbell goblet squats with your heels elevated to teach you to get low into the squat, keep that chest tall. I might have you have a wide stance onto a box to get your hips involved. So you really have to evaluate and know your clients. You have to focus and train everybody a little different. Like Jacqueline and Alicia, they're very similar strength wise, but Jacqueline is 5'10", Alicia is 5'2".
Yeah.
So their leverages are different. So I don't program them exactly the same. We do a lot of the same movements, but the accessories are very different. And that's just because they're different bodies, right?
And then sometimes like as you progress, we're gonna see things that like, hey, like maybe we should switch this technique up because a lot of what we're trying to teach you at first is technique.
I just switched Alicia to sumo.
Exactly. So
their
like
hip mobility is
exactly.
so good. Yeah.
So like if we see like, hey, like your hip mobility is really good, like maybe you could fit better like at a sumo instead of a traditional conventional deadlift. We'll switch you up. It's not that we're not really trying, like we couldn't figure it out from the get-go. Is that slowly as we see things in the gym, we notice, hey, yeah, this is gonna work a whole lot better for you. And a lot of those first couple of weeks is technique. And technique is where it's at.
Bracing, learn
exactly.
How to brace,
Braces is one of the biggest things that most people don't know how to do when they come in here, and that's that will be a make it break it type thing. Especially for me, I mean, I used to have so much back issues on the squat. Like there was a time like where I was like, it was like 2 years that I couldn't really like compete because I just kept messing up my back, and until I really fixed my brace, it didn't really help.
Remember when we first met? And when I first met Jesse, 2016, he was still in high school, and he would work out with a knee brace on.
Yeah.
His left knee, right?
It was my left knee, yeah.
And I didn't even know him, but we got to talking in the gym, and it's because of his high school lifting. The high schools around here, don't get me wrong, some high schools have great coaching facilities. The coaches know what's going on. Some high schools, they just don't know. So that's not a hit. That's not a jab. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
Where Jesse went to school, the coaches at the time probably didn't have a great idea of how to do powerlifting versus strength training. There is a difference. There's a difference in powerlifting versus strength training, depending on what you're doing. But Jesse had a messed up knee from squatting with the wrong technique. A lot of forward knee travel. He blew out his knee while deadlifting, believe it or not. But it's because of the poor technique that he didn't know back then. But we started working together, and a lot of the times, confidence is key.
Yeah.
When I first met Jesse, he was like 165, squatting 405, but he was always nervous to go heavier because of his knee. But with a little bit of correct technique, bracing, and just having that person there with you, boosting your confidence, he blew up 405 without the knee brace. But that's the thing, like, you just have to be confident, consistent, and dedicated to get over those bumps in the road. You know what I mean?
And I think the biggest thing, like I preach, especially to like people who come in and like we're trying to fix their technique.
Patience.
It's patience, because a lot of people want to be fixed in like 2-3 weeks. We're like good to go. You're about to deadlift 600 pounds. Like no, it takes months.
Years, bro.
Yes, months to years.
How long have we been lifting? 10 years?
easily,
And
and we're still trying to fix it. We're still trying to fix it.
There's no such thing as a perfect lifter.
No.
Everybody has something they need to fix. Top of the food chain lifters all the way to the bottom. I don't care what level you're on. There's something you can always improve and fix. And once you stop, once you feel like you know it all and you're set in stone, you're probably done. You have to always be open to learn and adjust. You gain weight, your leverages change. You lose weight, your leverages change.
And then you got to also understand every day is going to be different. Some days you're going to feel great.
Some days
you're going to feel bad.
No, kids
you want to push. And that's honestly why I got hurt in school. I mean, partly it was because, and this is not the coach's fault in any way. Partly it's because we only have 45 minutes in school. You got to go.
30 students.
Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, hey, you're not going to warm up properly. And you're gonna get hurt.
Or
and that's
warm up
part
at
of
all.
it. Yeah, you're gonna get hurt. That's part of it. Especially if you don't warm up properly. But definitely, we gotta understand that it's a day-to-day basis. That's why we train day to day. Because today specifically, for me, I had a certain amount. After third.
All right, we're back, guys. Sorry, little cell phone mishap. Anyways, like I was saying, if you have a coach that is feeding you a program, especially an in-person coach that you meet every day, that you train, if they're feeding you numbers and they don't spend time with you during the week, they don't necessarily, especially if you have an idea of what's going on, they don't need to be with you 24/7. But if you're a newer athlete and you need that guidance and they're not there with you, you probably need a new coach.
Yeah.
You need somebody there, hands-on with you, making sure you're doing things correctly, making sure you're not hurting yourself. It just depends on what your goals are and what you're wanting to get out of it. But a good coach is going to be with you step by step, explaining to you why we do it this way, why we don't do it this way, why you're hurting here, why you feel good here. You need somebody that's going to be there with you and explain to you step by step why we're doing what we're doing, why these accessories are for this main movement, why this main movement feels better than this main movement, or why these accessories feel better than these accessories, where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are. And that's what we do. We're not going to bring you in here and just throw you to the wolves because we want you to come back, right? I personally feel like I care more about how you progress versus anything else. I want the people that I help to progress, and I feel like we do a good job of that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, our main goal is for you to be able to understand it good enough to where you're like, hey, I know where my body's hurting today. I know what to tell Chase or what to tell Jesse about what's going on. Because if you just come here and do stuff, you're not really gonna ever know that.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be like, oh, I'm kind of hurting, but what's causing it, right? If you know what's causing it, then that makes it a whole lot easier because you know your body best. You're the person who deals with it every day, so you know where it's hurting, what's going on. And if you can get to the point where you're like, hey, dude, I understand this to the point where I may just kind of need your help here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that is A+.
That's cool. Yeah, that makes our job so much easier.
That is what we want. We want y'all to be able to understand it as good, if not even better than what we do, because then it means we did a good job.
But you gotta know though, you have to be on point.
Yeah.
You can't if you feel like you're ready to go off on your own, and we don't feel like you are because you're still doing things incorrectly, we're gonna let you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what a good coach does. They're not gonna just push you away. You need to get up here, you need to do your things, and I need to be there with you. I don't care how you feel about it, because if you might think you're ready, but you don't. When you're doing the lift, the exercise, you don't see what we see because you're doing the exercise. Unless you film everything.
Yeah.
It's very important to have somebody there critiquing you, not being a yes man and not saying, great job, you did that perfectly when it looked like shit.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to get hurt. You gotta make sure that when you're ready to try and do things on your own. I just had somebody hit me up the other day, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I coached him for about 6 or 8 months. He fell into a little bit of a hardship, couldn't afford coaching for a little while, so he programmed for himself. He hit me a couple of days ago, and he was like, "Hey man, I want to bring you back on. I've been trying to program on my own, and he has no idea what he's doing."
Yeah.
And this is an online client. But when it comes to online training, I will send you something to do, but you have to send videos so we can be as hands-on as possible online. And yeah, he just doesn't understand how to program for himself. He's a newer lifter. He tried for a little while, and he probably degressed versus progress, and that's okay. You have to realize that it's okay to mess up. You have to go into the gym knowing you're not going to be the strongest every day. You're not going to be perfect every day. You allow yourself to understand that, and you will already be a better lifter. Don't you think?
Yeah, it should all be about, and this is hard said and done because you're in the gym. At the end of the day, your ego kind of gets to you a little bit, and that's everybody. I'm not saying it doesn't to me. Yeah, that's everybody. And so you're like in here, you want to lift
especially
weight.
if you're feeling good,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. But it should be, you shouldn't go heavier that day than what your form allows you to. So if you start noticing some form breakdown, if after the second set it's still not getting better, because sometimes it may take a little bit of warm up.
Yeah.
Come down. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
And then just like Chase said, I think the biggest issue people make when they try to program for themselves is they kind of take a very linear approach. So it is this week 2.5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Shit adds up.
That is not how it works. I'll tell you right now, you're going to hit a certain point where you're no longer going to be able to do the movement because it's going to be too much fatigue, too much volume. And that's where you'll digress. And strength is peaks and valleys. And once you understand that,
you have to be okay with doing. If we have to do the same weight for multiple sessions, until we get used to how that weight feels,
that's okay.
You have to be patient. Like he said earlier, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a very long, drawn out process, especially if you're in it for the end game.
Yeah.
And my end game is longevity. I want to do this as long as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 36 now. You just turned 26, so you're about to be 30 soon. Dude, I want to be lifting, long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to be patient. If that's your goal, you have to be patient. I mean, it's bottom line.
Yeah, it's about staying healthy.
Listen to your coach. If you don't have a great coach, I feel like everybody needs guidance. Even the top dogs have top coaches. I mean, everybody needs some type of help somewhere. I mean, that's just if you're one of those guys, you're like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need nobody, and you're probably not going to be as strong as you could be.
Yeah.
You're going to waste that potential, and dude, I hate wasting potential, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that come here, man. They have such potential. They look so good. You're like, dude, if you just stick with this, you'll do great. And then they just kind of ease off.
Or they'll ask us a question.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, hey, what do you think we should do today? Like somebody that we don't train, but they'll be like, hey, man, I want to do bench today. Not feeling very strong, but I still want to get some work in. So we'll probably be like, oh, man, okay, let's do some speed work with bands. And then you tell them that, and then they go to somebody else and be like, hey, what do you think I should do today? Like, man, you got to have that work ethic. If you're going to pick somebody's brain, be smart enough and have enough courtesy to listen and apply what they tell you. Because they probably know a little bit more than you do in that moment, and we're just trying to help.
Yeah.
And if they tell you something and you don't want to do it, or you think it's too much, or that's your ego. You got to let it go, man. You got to leave it outside.
I think the biggest thing is that see with newer people that and we've talked about this is the urge for them to max out so often. You need to stop that. You need to let that go because it doesn't work. We've done it before. We know. We're saying this out of personal experience. Yeah. It does not work. You're gonna hit a point where you're gonna hurt yourself because
you're gonna feel like you're getting weaker.
You're gonna fry yourself. You fry your CNS. It's not gonna work. You need to leave that max effort work. If you're not gonna compete, okay, you can max out. Don't max out as often. I would not recommend at least every. I'd recommend you max out
Man,
maybe twice a year, if anything. Maybe every
dude,
3 to 4 months.
yeah, if you're gonna run a program, try and get yourself to peak.
Yeah.
8, 12, 16 weeks of consistent work and then see where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are some variables that change. If you're just naturally benching 405, you can probably get away with doing a little bit heavier stuff more often. But if you're a new lifter benching 225, not even hitting 315 yet,
Yeah.
and you want to test your bench every 5 or 6 weeks,
That's not how it works.
oh man, you gotta put that.
Mm-mm.
Your body's just not used to it. Like you have to get your body used to that volume to get the muscles stronger, more dense. Your stamina's probably really low. If you can't breathe under a heavy weight, if you can't get tight under a heavy weight, then you've already lost. You've already lost.
Yeah.
You have to put the work in, man. And I know that a lot of you guys want a big bench press or whatever, um, and all your homies are benching whatever they're benching, and you're maybe a little bit behind. You got to beat them with your work ethic.
Yeah.
Okay. The hard work always beats skill or luck. The harder you work, you're probably going to come out on top. You got to work hard, man. You got to work hard, regardless.
You got to come in with the mentality you're going to be better every single day, and be open to the ideas that other people give you.
Or don't ask.
Yeah, yeah. Or don't ask.
Or don't ask.
Just do what you're doing, and I mean, see how it goes. But honestly, it's about with bench press. Like in Chase, like me and Chase would always kid about this. I was stuck at like 275 for like 2 years.
Long time.
Uh, more than likely because I just wasn't paying attention to the fact that I need to change my form, my technique. If you work on technique more than you work on like trying to get a heavy weight, you'll see where you.
But how often were we trying to get past that 275?
Every fucking day.
All the fucking time.
And we would work up to 275 every day,
and then
do our work. And so it would be like,
so dumb.
Like it doesn't really work. I mean, some people can kind of get away with it. It's up to you. I mean, it's up to you if you want to try it. I honestly don't. I wouldn't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
That's how me and Chase got dinged up as much as.
That's why my elbows don't straighten out.
Yeah, that's why I can't get underneath a straight bar all the time either. Because I remember we would do like.
Learn from our mistakes, please.
Please don't do as we used to do. And that being said, we'll never get mad at you if you go to somebody else. Yeah. You're like, hey, like they told us maybe we should do this. If that sounds like a good idea, we'll tell you. If we're like, maybe that's not such a great idea, we'll tell you. We'll be honest with you. We don't know everything. I mean, I'll tell you that we don't. If you can find somebody who knows more, then good. Like, that's good for you. We just want you to educate yourselves, and we'll educate you as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So that you stay safe and you stay healthy in here, and then you just keep going. I mean, honestly, yeah.
So that's all we wanted to talk about is just the importance of having a good coach, having a coach that understands why you're performing the way you're performing versus how you think you should be performing.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody that can look at you and be like, okay, this is what you're doing wrong, blah, 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 blah. You don't want somebody to just throw you numbers. I'm not going to say any names, but when we first started powerlifting, we hooked up with this group online and signed up for coaching. And they would send us monthly programs. They would send us 4 weeks at a time.
Yeah, I think it was a 12-week program. It was
a 12 weeks.
It was a full 12 weeks. So we already knew what we were doing.
We were only allowed to send like 3 emails a month.
Yeah.
So there was no checking up on you. There was no progression checks. There was no form check. If you got something like that going on, get out of it, please. Yeah. Get out of it because you're wasting your potential. You're wasting your time, and you could just progress so much quicker with somebody that's willing to be with you hands-on and just put the time in with you, for you. So
exactly.
Get away from that shit, man. It's terrible for you. So that's all I got, man.
Yeah, pretty much same here.
Just wanted to, express the importance of having somebody in your corner literally being there to back you up, to let you know when you're fucking up, to let you know when you're doing good. I feel like it's more important to let you know when you're doing good, but it's also important for us to be like, hey man, that looked like shit. You need to fix it, and this is how we fix it. So that's all I got, man.
Yeah, you're gonna learn from your failures, man. You're gonna fail a lot more here.
You have to be willing to
Yeah.
fail, because that's the only way that we're gonna progress. Is seeing what we did wrong, why we did something wrong, and then learn from it.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to do that, then you're in the wrong sport, man. So
honestly,
Chase Berry, Jesse Valeriano, Barbell Mafia, we love you guys.
see y'all next week, right?
Yeah, see us next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.